Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Avatar: The Way of Water. Now, the first Avatar from James Cameron broke box office records by being the highest grossing film of the time, as well as having visual effects that dazzled the audience even to this day. But its story and characters were seen as pretty standard, and they're an example of a blockbuster movie that has ideas and action that we've seen a million times before. So, with the sequel made 13 years later, has anything changed? Well, they've added a family to the whole emotional center of the film, and they have an interesting new setting and interesting new creatures to have. But otherwise, it is another Avatar movie when it comes to story and when it comes to the overall structure. But let's get to the story, shall we? Jake Sully, played once again by Sam Worthington, and Neytiri, played once again by Zoe Saldana, have raised a family that includes a child that was born out of Sigourney Weaver's character, Kiri, played by Sigourney Weaver as well. So while the family is gaining their bearings in Pandora, it seems that the humans are planning to colonize Pandora in order to use it as their new Earth as Earth's dying out. And Captain Quaritch, played once again by Stephen Lang, has had his memories and his personality put into a Na'vi body as well. So he's going in with a bunch of other Na'vi soldiers to take on Jake Sully to finish what he started a long time ago. And Jake Sully and his family have to go to a place full of sea Na'vi in order to learn some techniques from them and so they can live there before the humans try to track him down, which forces Jake Sully and his family to fight off the humans once again. But that's all I'll say about the story. Granted, this one isn't exactly like Dances with Wolves and Fern Gully again, but instead of being about saving the rainforest, it's more about saving the ocean. And thanks to me being more of an ocean person, I definitely liked the setting and the creatures here a lot more than the first film, even if it does have a lot of the same structures. Jake Sully and his family have to learn how to connect with the fish and ocean creatures, just like the flying creatures in the first film. Jake's family doesn't initially fit in because they're half human, half Na'vi, which is discriminated against by the Sea Na'vi. There's a few misunderstandings, and Jake Sully has to learn how to be a dad and how to protect his family. It's a lot of stuff that has been done before, but also a few new elements that I did like seeing. Also, I really liked the whole idea with Kiri and how Sigourney Weaver was able to play a character who's far younger than she usually is, and even scenes where she got to play off her human self. That was really interesting. Even Quaritch is given a bit more characterization here than he was in the original movie, and I actually thought that it would have been a bit better if he was given more fleshing out after what they did in this film. But at the same time, the extremely long runtime is a problem here. This movie is 3 hours and 12 minutes long, and it feels like a few sections could have been cut entirely, and not a lot would have changed. Because of that, even though the film goes by a bit faster than you'd think it would, it still feels like near the end where there's two separate climaxes and two different states of disarray with the military ship. It does feel like one of the climaxes could have been sacrificed to give it a better running time. But if you're able to get through over 3 overstuffed hours of this action, the action itself is really well done. The visuals are even more stunning here than they were in the original, and the musical soundtrack is about as epic and about as adventurous as you'd expect it to be. So I wouldn't consider this an amazing movie, but I will say that it's a blockbuster experience just like the first one. You've definitely got better stories and better characters from this year, but when it comes to the overall spectacle, I think this one beats out almost anything else that's coming out right now. And that's why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. See you next time.